Yo, what is up? I'm Zach. Welcome back to my channel of RWBY Mythology. Today is the day. Today I give you guys the final video for this series that I'm glad you guys really enjoyed. Is the last video for the RWBY character growth. And the last one is my boy, Oscar Pine. Man, it's been a long road, honestly. I never thought this series was going to go on. At first, I thought I was just gonna stop where Team Juniper and Team RWBY, but apparently, you guys really enjoyed it and decided to keep going, bring more characters who has grown so far for the series. Even though some of them were short, like Cinder and Adam, because there was like not much for me to go over at this point. But I'm glad that you guys chose Cinder as the last one we had. And I'm glad that this one is still going to be the finale for this mini-series. Because I cannot wait for to do another one series, which is reviewing each chapter of RWBY Remnant, the fairy tale of Remnant, honestly. I cannot wait for that, honestly. And I also plan on making another video about my thoughts on Justice League X RWBY thing. Even though I hated it, but I might have to give my thoughts on it. But, yeah, so be on the lookout for that one later on when I get the chance. And also, I do have other videos for RWBY about Volume 8. And also, can't wait for Volume 9, because Volume 9 is getting close. We got like, what, 15, 16, 17, 18, like 4 more days ahead of us. So I think this is as good a time as any to make some of these videos I have planned for this channel to get them out of the way so Volume 9 could be out. And also be on the lookout for the review from me and my boy Hollow whenever we both have the days off, hopefully. So we're just, hopefully we have the time. But enough for the summary and the updates and all that jazz. Let's go over to my boy Oscar Pine. His first debut was in Volume 4. A new character that we honestly don't know much about until we heard Ozpen's voice in his head. Now we find out that later on that Ozpen has been reincarnated to this boy named Oscar and has a huge role by being the next reincarnation of Ozpen. And at first, I wasn't too interested of Oscar at first in Volume 4 until we get to see him in Volume 5 and see how skillful and none of that been trained by Ozpen. You guys are gonna give me I'm gonna get mixed up with those names. And it's just seeing Oscar in action against Leo Lionheart, that made me feel like, oh, I got hope for this kid. I'm rooting for this boy. And he has grown. You could tell from Volume 4 to 5. You can see the development he had. Because he doesn't want to do this, but he did anyway. And none of that, he accept the responsibility and question about everyone's decision about why they're still doing this or whatever. Like when he talked to RWBY, and now he understands why though. And it's just like the Oscar has grown and like question about everything, taking the responsible everything. And when it got to Volume 6, the weight on his shoulder, it felt so heavily. When he learns the truth about Ozpen's past that he didn't know, because he was in the dark. The only thing he knew was that because Ozpen has been reincarnated to him, and not only that, learns about the relics, the maiden, the relics, the maiden, and the Salem, basically like the others, until the truth came out. You could tell the tone of his voice when he said, I feel like I'm just going to be one of his lies, aren't I? And you could feel the weight on his shoulder, the weight of the responsibility, and the weight that he has a target on his back now. That Salem is going after him, or not after him, want to see him, and I actually like that, and I do like how Oscar react how John really felt, and even he doesn't know how long he's gonna be himself. And it's just see how grown he's became and how grown that everyone accept him to be part of this group and this team. And I do like the interact between him and Ozpin. I really like that. I really do. And I like how in volume 7 and 8 that Oscar is taking the charge of his body without Ozpin until the end of volume 7. And I actually do like that Oscar become his own person, his own character without the guidance of Ozpin unless it needs to. And again, he has grown and decided like, okay, I'm put my foot down. I gotta do something. I gotta make this right. I gotta be that responsibility and be that responsible. Not only that, when you look at Oscar, you see him take that leader role, cause you could see it. And not only that, even he was asking Ruby, was it wise to keep this secret from Ironwood about the truth, about Salem, about everything? And some people say that Oscar should be the main character and the main focus of this series because how far he has grown, how far he has developed, and how far he actually accepts this path that he's walking towards, and the responsibility and the weight on his shoulder, and so far how he's grown to become more of a leader than Ruby. But people are forgetting this is about 4 girls, even though it has not been focusing on them, just Ruby in general, because people need to understand so many characters they have and they want to focus on those characters or one each of the characters. And in volume 8, Oscar literally became more in charge, and he was happy that Oz was gone and him taking over. But when he's returned, he's upset until he learns to give him another chance, and also stands up for Ozpin instead of Ozpin doing everything for himself. You know what I mean? And again, he has grown as a character, and to be honest, he's like the best version. If John would have been something like this, yeah, John could be what Oscar has been, and it's just fascinating. I just really love his character, and what else I could go over, and also I actually do feel bad because he's the only character gets tortured and gets hurt, beaten to death. Well, Ozpin was the one who takes all the punishment and takes all the torture, so he wouldn't. Yeah, it still hurts, because, I mean, for fuck's sake, where Ozpin took over and Crow punched Ozpin in the face, and where Ozpin's gone, Oscar actually felt that. So I feel like that actually, he felt that afterward. I mean, it stung, but it doesn't mean it still hurts a bit, because Ozpin took all the punishment, so he wouldn't. Which is something. Hell, for fuck's sake, he actually gets tortured by Salem before Ozpin took over. And hell, he got punched in the guts by Hazel. Like, fucking hell, even gets tortured by Hazel. And hell, this pissed off Hazel for like, oh, now you want to show your face and let this boy get hurt and tortured? And it's just like, fucking hell. Like, Osmond gets a black burnt marks on his shirt and black eye, bloody nose, and bloody mouth. Almost a broken rib if it wasn't for his damn aura. So, this man been through shit. Hell, he stood his ground against Salem. Even though he knew he was going to die, but he stood his ground. And it's just how far he has grown as a character. I honestly don't care what people say. Because Oscar is actually one of my favorite characters with some of the other characters. And I'm just going to say this right fucking now. I don't give a shit what people say. Yes, it's kind of weird, but I don't focus on that. But I ship Oscar with Ruby, okay? Fuck off. Rose Garden for life, bitch. But yeah, I just want to throw that out of the way. And I want to see more how this goes out in Volume 9. Like, how will this impact Oscar in Volume 9? After the loss of John and the rest of Team RWBY. How would this impact him? Because I made a video about it. I feel like he's going to take the leadership role and, basically how RWBY was. RWBY being the leader of the group like she was. I feel like that's what Oscar is going to do. Be that leader. Be that leadership that people needed to lead for freedom or something like that. Or something like that. That's basically what Oscar is going to do. Follow in RWBY footsteps as a leader instead of doing it his own terms. In a good way. And make sure RWBY and the others' death has not been in vain. So, yeah, I feel like Oscar will be the one to be reason and be a good leader. I actually could see that. And how much it will impact him in Volume 9. So, yeah. That's basically it what I have to say about Oscar. I really don't have anything else to say. I just want to see how grown he has become as a character. And I feel like at the end of the series, I feel like Oscar will be no longer have Ozpin with him. Just be himself as a whole. So I feel like that might actually happen. If not, I feel like their soul going to become merged into one. So we honestly don't know. We honestly don't know until the series comes to an end. So, yeah, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Links to my other channels, my social medias will be down below in the description box. You guys know the drill. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. RWBY is love. RWBY is life. Keep moving forward, and I'll see you guys later.